It was gold again for Tom Daley at the Commonwealth Games in Australia, but what made these games different was his decision to speak out as a gay man and a dad-to-be about the fact that homosexuality is still illegal in many Commonwealth countries. I went to meet him at the London Aquatic Centre, the pool where he won his first Olympic medal. Tom, first of all, congratulations on another gold.
Yes.
And yet, I'm looking down at your leg.
Yeah,
Have you suffered?
Not exactly. It's not as bad as it looks. I've had some stress responses in my shin, so now I just offload it in between training sessions. So it's not as bad as it looks. I'm still able to dive, so we're all right.
You flew straight back from Australia,
Yes.
and one of the first things you did was to speak out about LGBT rights with the Commonwealth Summit here in London. Why? Why was it important to you to do that?
Well, actually, it was right after I won the synchro event with Dan Goodfellow, my synchro partner. I went for lunch with my husband, and I was sitting there with a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games, and I thought, how lucky am I to be able to be sitting with my husband after just winning a competition and not being worried about any ramifications or any people being able to throw me in prison, and then to know that 36 of the competing nations criminalise LGBT people, so that if I was born in a different country, I wouldn't be able to compete truly as who I am, I think is something that is really, it caught me and struck me in such a way that I was mortified by it. And I thought, I just literally crafted a little sentence on my Instagram post that I posted winning the medal, and I was like, that was exactly what I was feeling in that moment. And then came back and got to meet some of the LGBT leaders of movements from their respective countries.
Are you at all nervy, though, that may go down badly? Britain sort of lecturing people. I spoke to a bishop from Trinidad earlier this week who said, what about my rights as a Christian to feel something different? This is a kind of new form of colonialism. At
the end of the day, it's mainly down to each Commonwealth country, but at the same time making sure that every human is protected. I've met so many of the leaders of LGBT movements from countries where they criminalise LGBT people, and just hearing the struggles and, you know, that these people go through day in, day out, trying to organise a pride event in a country and getting thrown into prison from it, you know, being beaten up in the streets. And for me, obviously I feel so incredibly lucky, but I think what they're all fighting for is just the basic human right to be who they are and to live as how they want to live.
Now, you and your husband, you're
Yes.
going to be dads.
Yes,
soon.
we are.
Which are talking weeks now, aren't
Yeah, I mean, it's...
we've seen the scan.
Yes.
We know it's a boy.
Yes, it's a little boy, and we're so excited. Like, I mean, we've been working on the nursery, we've been reading all the books, and then whenever I say to people that have been reading the books, they're like, don't listen to the books, just you'll figure it out on your own. And I think I've been watching too much One Born every minute, so I'm a little bit like nervous about what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm like, my husband and I are just so excited. My mum's excited, my grandparents are excited. I don't know, there's something about having a baby brought into the family that really brings everyone together.
Now, Lance has spoken quite honestly about the fact it would be easier for you in many ways if you were doing this in his home country. Be easier in America than it is here. What's the problem here?
Well, the laws in the UK are very different to the laws in the States. So, for example, here, even if the sperm donor and the egg donor create embryos, and then there's a surrogate that carries that baby and has no biological connection whatsoever, the law in the UK recognises the surrogate and her husband as the parents. So even though there is no biological relation whatsoever, so I think in the UK there's just lots of things that, you know, hopefully we can figure out and try and find a way to change and protect both parties.
And you've talked a little bit about how the prospect of being a father has made you kind of think about the world in a slightly different way.
Yes. First of all, you want your child to grow up having an equal opportunity to everyone else that is born, whether you're gay, straight, male, female, whatever religion you are, whatever ethnicity you are. I think everyone should have the equal opportunity to be able to do the best that they can. And I think as well, just it changes your perspective on so many different levels. I mean, I was on the way home from Australia and there was turbulence. Normally I'm completely fine, but now I'm like, I've got like a little child to look after. I can't die, and it's just the way that you think about the world changes so dramatically.
In a few weeks' time, you're going to be in Moscow.
Yes.
Not in the Commonwealth, of course, but
No.
where there are anti-gay laws and attitudes. Could you speak out there? Will you speak out there?
I think that the one thing that is the most powerful thing to do is to go there, compete and do the best that I can, and just be who I am and compete at the highest level that I can. And, you know, speaking out can only do so much, but for me, going there, competing, for me, is a message that I, you know, want to urge other LGBT people to go and compete in Russia and show that we can be the best at what we do, and it doesn't matter about our sexual orientation.
Tom Daley,
Cool.
thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.